tell you about girls? Are we really telling them that the boys are better? Do any of you are all educators? Do we actually actively go out and tell our students, girls, the boys are better than you in math? Nobody does that. So how are we passing this message across to the girls? How are we being that biased? How is that message getting across to the students? We're doing it. We're either doing it as educators in our classrooms, we're doing it as parents at home, we're doing it as friends in the corridors, or they're seeing it everywhere around them. The need to fit in is so strong. The need to fit in isn't just about the students, it's also about us, the grown-ups. How often would you buy a Barbie, castles, or cooking sets for girls if you're going to a birthday party? It's invariable that you pick up one of these toys. How often have you seen a vacuum cleaner set or a cooking set that comes in green or blues? They're always pink. But how often do you actually buy robots or Legos for girls? But those are the toys that are actually teaching you those really important life skills when they're building. They're learning engineering, they're learning sciences. But we are not giving them those toys. Then there's exclusion. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, implicitly, we are constantly excluding girls from these STEM subjects. There was this whole campaign done by Barbie in the 80s and 90s where if you pressed the doll, it said, ooh, math class is tough. And that followed on with the next message, who do you have a crush on today? So the two kind of went hand in hand, giving the message that girls, you shouldn't be thinking about subjects like math, but you should be thinking of other things. So exclusion, whether we are thinking about it or not thinking about it, we're doing it, and it's constantly there all around us. This I picked up from one of my guest talks that I did in a school where girls actually talked about this problem. They were good students, the whole lot of them, because they were in special math class. So they were all the top percent, 1% of that class. Yet every time a boy went up and made a mistake, people said, yeah, it's okay, you know, he didn't try hard, or he just had a bad day, or he's just not focusing. But every time a girl went up and made a mistake, the entire class jeered. They said, girls suck. It's not just that that one person was bad at that role. It was that entire gender suddenly was bad at that subject. Other stereotypes, anytime you pick up a toy or you pick up a book, very carefully worded, but very, very stereotypical. If you look at the top bubbles there at the top, it says, for the boys, it says, how do I make a rocket? Or how do I make lightning? Whereas for the girl, it says, how do I deal with mean girls and how much can I charge for babysitting? So look at the concepts we're constantly talking to our girls about. It's not something anybody's actively doing, but it is constantly there and it's implicit. Then, of course, there's bullying that happens among students. And this is, again, something I've heard over and over again. It didn't matter which school I went to, what background these kids were from. Good students always face this problem. Girls, whenever they were doing better than boys in the classrooms, the boys automatically took to bullying them, belittling them, and then ultimately taking away the self-confidence that the girl has, and then she starts performing really poorly in those subjects. And finally, of course, discrimination. Have a look at the 3 photos that I've put up there. What's common in them? In every single one of them, the men are either in the leading role, the ones who are doing the experiments, or they're the ones who are explaining the experiments. And the girls are the ones who are helping, assisting, or they're the students. So this discrimination, again, it's implicit. It's nothing that's bold and it's right out there. No one's telling you in your face, girls can't do math. But it's constantly there, and it's happening. And it's happening when teachers are grading. One of the morning speakers said about it that when a math boy doesn't do it, teacher puts an extra effort. When a girl doesn't do it, they go, it's okay, girls anyways can't do math or science or technology or engineering. So it's okay. It's not okay. The impact, these are just two newspapers that I have taken just to show you guys today morning. Look at that headline. It says, by age 6, girls are less likely than boys to think that they can be brilliant. take a pause. Please read that again. By age 6, the girls are less likely than boys to think that they can be brilliant. What's more, they're believing that brilliance is a male trait.